Hey everybody, Jesse D'Angelo here. Thank you for joining me again on Storytime. Today's episode we're going to be talking about a staple of horror writing. If you're a horror writer, you're going to be coming up against this challenge, and so this is my philosophy about describing blood. Right, if you're going to write a story or a novel in the horror genre, chances are at one point or another you're going to have to describe blood. Someone's going to get shot, someone's going to get stabbed, someone's going to get torn to pieces by a monster. And if you're doing your job well, hopefully this happens a lot. It should be a lot of bloodshed. Maybe not always, but you know, if you're a horror writer, there's going to be some bloodshed at one point or another. So these are some of my philosophies on how to do it well, how to do it right. Now, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. It's up to you and your style, and I don't want to say that my way is the right way or my way is the only way, but it's just, this is my way. So these are my philosophies about writing and describing blood. So first of all, pretty much my philosophy about everything else applies to describing blood, and that is mix it up. Right? You don't want to use the same words over and over again. You don't want to use the same adjectives to describe blood over and over again. You want to mix it up. Right? One of my favorite writers, who I will not name, I read one of his earlier books, and it's a great book, but man, every time he describes blood, he uses the same two words. He uses crimson and scarlet. There's dripping scarlet down the wall. There's a splatter of crimson. Those words are great. But if you just use them over and over and over again, it gets a little tiresome. So you want to mix it up, use different adjectives, and describe different things about the blood. You can describe the color. What kind of red is it? Is it a bright red? Is it a deep burgundy red? You can describe the smell of it, the coppery, the iron tinge to it. You could describe the texture. Is it drying? Is it sticky when you step across it, like stepping over the backside of masking tape, or duct tape, I should say? Is it warm? You know, if someone's throat is slit and it splashes on your face, it's hot blood. You know, if you touch it and it's been there for a while, it's cold blood, obviously. So you want to describe different things about the blood. Sometimes you might want to get lyrical about it. You want to get a little bit flowery, a little bit poetic, describe it in metaphor and whatnot. But then other times you just want to say blood, right? Mix it up. I've written down a few things that I've thought of, different descriptions of blood, and there's many more. But keep in mind that sometimes if you just want to keep the pace going in your story, you don't want to get too flowery with it. You don't want to get lyrical with it. You just want to say blood. He saw a puddle of blood, or whatever it is. But here's a few that I wrote down. Descriptors of blood. Red. Right? Obviously. But you can say the red blood dripped. The dark red blood dripped. Deep red blood, you know. You could say crimson. You can say scarlet. You could say cherry or black cherry. I kind of like that one. Say cranberry, burgundy, right? The burgundy blood spattered across the floor. Claret, maroon, rose, red wine, merlot. The blood dripped in the color of merlot. You know? Ruby, vermilion. Old rust, if it's old dry blood. Has it gone brown? Is it like crackly and old dark brown, almost black, the rust colored blood? Plasma. See, there's all these different ways that you can describe it. Now, for me, like I said, I like to mix it up. I like to not be heavy-handed with my descriptors. I don't want to just inundate you with lyrical, flowery, poetic writing, because that stuff is heavy. I'm going to sprinkle it in there, like cayenne pepper. You know, you don't want to use too much of it, right? So my philosophy, my theory, and my advice to you, the horror writer, is go easy on the descriptors. You know, most of the time you just want to say it's blood. Sometimes you might want to say it's a burgundy splash, or it bled like oozing cranberry sauce, or you can get creative with it, but you can tell even that oozing like cranberry sauce can come across a little bit cheesy. So use that kind of stuff sparingly, and sometimes it's just powerful enough to say spattered with blood. Be careful. That's powerful stuff. Sprinkle it on. Go easy with it. I'm Jesse D'Angelo. If you want to check out my books, you can see them on Amazon by clicking the links below. Also, godless.com. If you want ebooks, you can get it there cheaper than anywhere else. Thanks for watching, kids. Uncle Jesse out.